Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me know if you can hear me, and let me know if you can hear me in the chat room. I don't see comments. I'm going to have to see what's going on with that. I may have the wrong one listed. Okay, I don't. There's no comments. Hello. Just exit that off and get a new one here. How y'all doing? Hey, Sarah. You're the first person to comment. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to Keisha's Gossip and Truths Live. Yes, I am the young lady from The Truth Show. This channel is strictly for gossip, headlines, things of that nature. The Truth Show is for some real talk. History, politics, this real serious academic, just real stuff to talk about. This is strictly gossip, pretty much what the YouTube platform thrives on, for a female of my nature, unfortunately. But anyway, it is Friday, and Friday, as you know, is Keisha's Gossiping Live. I suppose I had done live yesterday for The Truth Show, but I was like, I think I posted enough for them. The ones I have that were pretty serious in detail marinate, so it's like no live. And then the young lady who's supposed to have came forward with information about Beyonce, I don't know what's going on with that, and I hate being looked as if I lied about the whole thing. So I was pretty bitter. She did call several times, but I didn't even pick up because I felt embarrassed. I didn't show it on a live show because I'm old school. We're not supposed to show those kinds of emotions. So I kind of hid it, especially from the public anyway. But I was really embarrassed, and I was like, I'm done. Whatever. Maybe I'll give her a piece in my blog and she can write in my blog. Oh, that's another thing. If any of you are really good at blogging and you have stories to tell, if you have a testimony, I do have a Truth Seekers testimonial page on my blog. You can feel free to write on that blog free of charge. I don't get paid for that blog. I don't get any revenue or anything of the nature from that blog. So feel free to just let me know. Shoot me an email or a text or something along those lines with your email address, and I'll send you an invite. And, you can go ahead and be a blogger as well. I do recommend, if you're going to blog, look at other blogs and other websites and how they bring forth their blogging. Look at my previous blogs before you blog. It's not a type of blog where you just text and type and don't have any pictures to go with it or any presentation to go with it. Don't do that. Just don't do that. So blog. So if you want to blog and tell your story or anything of the nature, feel free. Shoot me a text or an email. All my information is below, or DM, and I'll be glad to add you as a author on my blog. Okay? I am looking. And maybe one day I'll finally get enough money. Maybe some sponsors, or I don't know. I probably have gotten sponsors, but I have so much email. I need an assistant, like an intern who don't mind working for free to handle my social media. But anyway, if it gets to that point and level, I'll be glad to pay the ones who's been holding it down, trying to get publicity for the blog. I'll be glad to do that, be the next TMZ or whatever, or whoever. I don't know. It don't really matter. So let me know if you have a voice and you want to talk. But make sure you are a practicing journalist or a practicing blogger. That's blogger with a B, B as in boy. Yeah. So make sure you have that going for you and not just an expert texter. Okay? Just want to get that out of the way. Sorry about that. Let's get on to the video. All right, my truth seekers. In this live video, I will be talking about the ridiculous petition that some ex-fans have petitioned to have Will and Jada to stop interviewing. Yes, They are saying they want Will and Jada to stop interviewing. I mean, this is beyond mean, seriously. But let me continue. I will also be talking about Kate Middleton being her usual shady self, it seems, who got caught actually rolling her eyes when someone asked questions about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. She rolled her eyes. Yeah. I will also be doing a Q&A moment of racism and Epstein's latest information and Jay Z latest information. Any other information you guys want me to talk about, that'll be pretty much toward the end. Just random topics toward the end. Oh, and please note that this is all alleged. I never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. And of course, you guys know, with that said, here is the trigger warning. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting, or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. All right. I hope you guys are ready, because we are going to be talking about Epstein's, stuff and a lot of the stuff, and I don't want anyone to get offended when we're talking about that. And Beyonce and Jay Z and the whole rumor of the trafficking. I'm gonna try to touch on that as well, and we may even touch a little bit on the pandemic they're trying to put on the uprise now, as they do around any cold and flu season. We're gonna talk about that as well. So more than likely this video will be flagged, because YouTube don't like you talking about Epstein or the pandemic or anything of the nature. They just don't. But let me continue. This is a trigger warning. Okay, here we go. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah. I'm so tired of talking about these two. But it's a love and hate relationship with these two. I'm a huge fan of both. Even though Jada reminds me of, she's older than I am, obviously, but I do see myself in her in a lot in terms of marriage and, marrying or settling or anything of the nature, and being isolated and feeling like you just lost yourself. I do kind of know what she feels, honestly, so I know where she's coming from, a personal perspective. But however, I have a financial situation going on here. She doesn't. So her stand in the situation is completely on her. So that's where her and I are completely disagreeing about. But anyway, other than that, this couple has been in the news media more so about their personal relationship than their professional lives, which is not even a good thing, especially Bill, because he's so talented. They're both very, very talented actors and actresses. But anyway, I can't believe I'm about to say this, though. But it seems that the internet has had enough with the interviews with Will and Jada Smith, apparently. There seems to be a petition that has over, as you can see, 13,000 signatures. I did not sign it, and I'm not going to sign it. And apparently it's, the comment section of this particular petition is pretty interesting. As you can see. From Gandhi Anastasio, may I mispronounce that, who said, and I quote, "Not everything has to be public knowledge." And then there's another one. And then more chimed in and said some things as well. And they said, and I quote, "Everything I learned..." Oops, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it says, "Everything I learned about..." This is what happens when you put your slideshow on timer. They rush you. "Everything I learned about this couple was against my free will." That's what the other person said. And the other person said, "Half the shit they've been saying should not be my guy." I'm like, oh, my guy, I'm assuming is an end quote. I'm not sure how I even say that. But anyway, it appears the final straw for Will. He was on the Graham Norton show, never even heard of him. And he was talking about the time he pranked his ultra religious grandmother. This is his grandmother. She look young, don't she? By showing her one of Jada's sex scenes. He shared that information on the Graham Norton show. Not sure why he felt he needed to do that, but I guess he felt he needed to say that. Here's what he said. Because she didn't know who Jada was, I put on a movie of hers and worked out that by the time Jada arrived, my grandmother would be watching the love scene when Jada walked in. My grandmother was in the middle of the scene. She looked up and said to Jada, when I was growing up, people didn't have to take the... I mean, because you didn't see Dorothy Dandridge or Lena Horne or any other of the black oldies aside for a few, Josephine Baker and so on, get butt naked. But I think you all pretty much get the picture. But maybe she just one of those liberated women who likes to be naked and likes to have sex. I mean, we already know that Jada Pinkett Smith is a sex addict. And I did read that Will Smith he tried hardest to please her sexually. But I think he missed the point of an addict. You can't please an addict. There's no satisfaction when it comes to an addict. Just like an alcoholic or cocaine addict or whatever drugs they may be addicted to. There's no satisfaction. You just can't satisfy them. It's them mentally they have in their mind where they have to have sex, they have to have the orgasm. Or if you're a crackhead, you gotta have that first fix feel. I'm not even sure what feel that is, and so on and so forth with that. So he should have researched addict before he went all out trying to please her. And it looked like later on down the line, Will Smith figured that out, judging from his live videos and TikTok posts. He later on figured out it's no pleasing her. So whatever. They have a toxic marriage, to be perfectly honest. At least I'm trying to make sense of mine. It seems like they're not trying to do anything with theirs, but just deal with it, which is not good because it's ruining their careers. But anyway, getting back to the point. Miss Smith, you can't sign that. That's not ethical. It's stupid. But if you want to sign it, go ahead. Just not fair. I mean, why can't they talk about their private lives? Everyone else does. There are certain people who need to talk about their private lives a little bit more, and these conspiracy theories and these rumors would stop. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Okay, let's move forward here. Okay. Anyways, getting back to the whole Will and Jay, they say that, as you remember, I just said that the reason why their careers are kind of shaky right now, on shaky ground, that could, them revealing too much of their personal lives could be the reason why. They say Will has had a few flops. I don't think they were flops. I actually liked the movie After Earth. I actually liked Gemini movie. It was okay. I mean, I did fall asleep, but I had a long day that day. Bright, I like Bright. I watched it like 5 times, on Netflix. So I liked his movies. But, critics like Rotten Tomatoes, who seems to be one of the top critics these days, who never was that lenient when it comes to Will Smith anyway, or any other black actors, so to speak. Unless you're in the elite, then they always have good reviews. But they never really gave Will a lot of good views. I've noticed that over the years. But over time, those views and their critics or their reviews on these movies end up becoming box office hits. Maybe not at the time of it being initially released, but over time he made a lot of money, and the creator made a lot of money. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. That's when you live near a public eye. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, they said that he was desperate to get back into the limelight and keep up with the current way of doing things, or should I say making himself look normal and human. And I can understand that, because I think certain people always elevate these actors and actresses or Hollywood stars as immortal, or in some other cases as demons, or reincarnation of gods and goddesses. You know what I mean? And I think they should stop doing that. But I do understand him trying to reveal a little bit more of himself. But too much is too much. You know what I mean? Just give them enough. But don't have them play the guessing games like some couples. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I say that Will, this is my interpretation. I say that Will was forced to get private because Jada was on the red table talking way too much. So he had to rebuttal and just put it all out there. I say, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I say that he was forced to get private because Jada was talking way too much. She was talking about their sex life. She talked about when she had her entanglement, which means an affair. She talked about just way too much. And he was starting to look bad. And then as a man, I'm assuming there's an ego, there's a pride thing when your woman say, oh, come in sex and said sex was a problem in the beginning. So Will was like, hold up now. What the fuck? You're going to have people thinking I'm terrible. Excuse my language. You're going to have people thinking that I'm terrible in bed. No, I'm not terrible in bed. You know, if I was a woman and my husband said that to me, I would be like, what? You know, so I think there was a point where he had to rebuttal and retract that. And that's when he just revealed everything he had to say. Because she forced him to get this open and private. I don't think he would have done that unless she didn't put him in that position to be that way. I don't know why Jada is doing this, but speaking from personal perspective, she seemed like she's very unhappy and she wants out. She done shaved her hair off completely bald. And I'm seeing a ripple effect to her daughter. Willow, whatever her name is. She seemed to be mimicking her mama a little bit. So I'm assuming they were really close. So anytime her mother goes through emotions, Willow's going to go through those emotions as well. So that's a problem. And they need family therapy, it seems. And they need to just separate. They don't have to get divorced, but they can be legally separated. And they need to not be in the same home. That's what I think they need to do. And focus on themselves. Their kids are grown. So coveting and nurturing and all that stuff don't need to be extreme. Their kids are grown. They have their own money and have their own jobs. I think Will and Jada need to separate and live their own lives as single people. They don't have to get a divorce, but they can get legally separated and work out some financial reason where he's not breaking the bank, and they need to not stay in the same house anymore. That's what I think. And I think this will revitalize their career, especially Jada's, because hers been on the stall since she's been married to Will. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Anyway, moving forward here. I think that Will, as I said, I do honestly think he should get a divorce. You know, I really do. I really do. I mean, this is starting to get ridiculous. Do you guys agree with me in the comment section? I know this is Keisha's Gossip, so a lot of people are not even on this at all. Not even fucking surprised. I don't have a lot of subscribers on Keisha's Gossip. Okay, if no one's going to comment on it, I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with this. Okay. I know there's a delay, so I'm going to wait a minute, actually, because I know there's a delay in what I say. I say something, you guys don't even get it until like a couple minutes later. So I'm going to wait. But I do think that they should definitely separate. I do think that. I mean, I don't like the forced separation or break up a happy home or anything of that nature. But, you know, it needs to be done. You know what I mean? It needs to be done. Something needs to be done because this is really getting crazy. Yeah. I'm going to take questions at the end because there is a delay in my video. So when I ask for questions, you guys don't even get that question until like a couple minutes later. So I'll just take it at the end, okay? Let's just move through this video. We have a lot of topics here. Okay, the royal family. Y'all want some royal family update? I know a lot of y'all love it, right? Okay, it has been released of Meghan Markle. It has been released of Meghan Markle winning her court appeal in a privacy battle over her motor mouth dad. You remember that letter she wrote to her dad? And people say, oh, I think I made a video not too long ago. Whereas I said that they tried to say that she released the letter like that or gave him the letter like that and hoping it would get leaked. I don't know why that even came about because that's completely freaking ridiculous. She probably wrote her dad a letter because she's online can be hacked. Social media accounts can be hacked. You can't trust the royal family VPN or online media because, as you can see, she said in an interview with Oprah, all of her phones and things of that nature was turned over. Passport, wallet, credit cards, everything was turned over to the royal family. So she was like, I want this to be private, and they're already printing all this stuff about me in the media. I just have to go old school and write him a letter. So she wrote her dad a letter. You know what I mean? And him, being the shady person he is, who I think is racist, even though he has a half black daughter, half white daughter, he released part of it to the media for a nice little chunk of change. And that's exactly what he did. He sold his own daughter out for some money. People in the UK or Meghan Markle haters can say otherwise, but facts are facts. He did get paid for it. Okay, he did. Okay, here's the news. The Duchess of Sussex scored a major legal victory on Thursday in her privacy and copyright infringement case against Associated Newspapers when the Court of Appeal in London ruled in her favor against the publisher of the Mail on Sunday after they printed parts of her letter she wrote to her father. You all remember me talking about this in a video on the Truth Show, as I just stated. I'm just reading my script right now. The decision means that the case will not proceed to trial and that Meghan can now expect and receive a substantial financial and damages from the newspaper group. Oh, yes. Plus a public apology printed on the front page on the Mail, supposed to be this coming Sunday, and the homepage of the Mail online. Wow, you know this is historic, right? Far as I know, for any woman or any Hollywood star, I mean, let alone a woman of color, to achieve this is amazing. Here's what Meghan said in a statement after the London judgment was delivered in London. Here's what she said. She said, and I quote, "This is a victory, not just for me, but for anyone who has ever felt scared to stand up for what's right." Okay. While this win is preceded setting, what matters most is that we are now collectively brave enough to reshape a tabloid industry that conditions people to be cruel and profits from the lies and pain that they create. She continued. So this is historic. No woman has ever won a battle, especially over Mail Online, of anything of this stature. No one has ever won a battle, a legal battle like this, especially a woman of half color or mix or whatever. So this is definitely historical. I mean, I definitely concur, and this could open doors for future laws to be imposed about lies in the tabloid or an invasion of privacy. I mean, this could definitely set precedent to a lot of other things in the future for tabloids lying and trying to literally ridicule and belittle and just castrate some actors and actresses or Hollywood stars in the media. This can definitely set some kind of tone and some kind of level. She's the first person to sue and actually get away with it. Some of them just let it go because they don't want to go through the whole legal battle or whatever. But she didn't. So I am a little afraid that this may, put her in harm's way, so to speak. You know what I mean? But we got to pray that she's safe because you know how Hollywood is. Okay, you know how they are. Just saying, All right, moving right along here. It has been leaked that London's, and I always do, London's, I always do what I'm told. Kate Middleton was caught showing her jealous, bitter, true colors about Meghan. When one of the students mentioned Meghan, take a look. You got to hear it because it's really hard to hear. But one of the students mentioned Meghan Markle, and just look at her body language. See, she said, what else? You heard that? You see that? This is what she said. It makes you wonder about all the crap that we heard about Kate Middleton and her shadiness and her little whatever and taking the credit for things that it was kind of a twist in the story about how Kate was being a shady one and Meghan Markle was the one being offended and crying, but the tabloids in the UK who favors Kate twisted the story and say Meghan Markle was being the evil one and Kate Middleton was the victim. They always do that in the UK. And that's why people think Meghan is this evil person, even though her actions from her past and now, and everyone who spoke to her, who knows her personally, and the people who didn't know, who just was affiliated with her because of some charity, say she's the nicest person in the world. She's humble, she's selfless. So, facts, evidence don't go along with their way of saying what they say Meghan Markle is. But her rolling her eyes like this, in other videos I saw, when I would think it was a rumor about her husband cheating and he touched her and she kind of did like this. Her actions, I'm starting to get a clear picture of who Kate Middleton really is, and those smiles are fake. She's not the nicest person ever. I'm just saying. I'm starting to hear and see a lot of nasty things about this young lady, who is showing a side that the media and the royal family is covering up, which lets you know that they can't control the media if they want to. They just choose not to for Meghan. Because this should be viral. Are you kidding me? If I was a heavy blogger, like I was working at TMZ, I would run this story like a hotcake. Are you kidding me? It would be trending on Twitter. But it's not. I have to find this. Or it may have been sent to me, but I think I found it. So this shows you that they definitely control the media. Let's just play that again for those who are just now tuning in here. Yeah, you guys saw that, right? I know you saw that. That's what I'm talking about. That's Kate in her full nastiness. That is Kate. Oh, yes. Let's move right along here. Alrighty then. Let's move it along. Let's move it along. Yeah. But you know what you guys should do? Y'all should definitely share. Just share the heck out of that freaking clip. Share. I'll put the link below at the end of this live feed, but just share that clip, okay? Share. They always talking about Meghan. Somebody need to put their butts on blast. No offense. And I love the royal. No, I'm not gonna lie like that. I have questions about the royal family. Just saying. Meanwhile, Prince Charles is coming under fire about asking about Archie's skin color upon being born. Now, remember I did a video about this a couple years ago, I think, and I said that Prince Charles is covering for Camilla, because it was Camilla who originally said it, but he's covering for her because he loves his Camilla, crazy about Camilla, but he's crazy about her, apparently. Ain't no judging, just ill, but, love has no face. I mean, love is not shallow, it's love. Can help who you fall in love with. Anyway, moving right along here. It seems, and I'm speaking about this via Us Weekly. This is Us Weekly here. Ever since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle alleged that a member of his family made a comment about their future children's skin color, royal enthusiasts have been searching for an answer. In a new interview with Us Weekly offers insight into the scandal, including Prince Charles and Prince William's alleged roles in the controversy. Yeah. I don't even know how William even got into controversy, but I'm sure he's in there. He's always in something, it seems. Yeah. It seems Christopher Anderson, this is Anderson, said that he was able to trace this back to the comment that was made by Prince Charles to Duchess Camilla. See how they switching in here? They're switching who said it. He probably got it from one of my videos on TikTok or something. I mean, he could have just called me. I would have told him who said it. But yeah, to Duchess Camilla. So, yeah, that proves what I said was right. Again, I don't mean to gloat, but I have to get some kind of acknowledgement. That means what I said about Prince Charles, even though it was Camilla, but we're going to say Prince Charles asking about the skin color. When I said that back in the day, I was right. Even though I said it 2 years before it went viral. But nothing new there. A lot of people are talking about crap that I talked about years ago. They're now talking about it right now. I don't know where they're getting this information, because I don't get paid for those old videos that's going viral. I have not got a paycheck from them since I did the video. So I don't know where that money's going. And yes, I am contacting the FBI, but the FBI wants to take my computer, and I need my computer to make a living, and I currently don't have any backup. So, but the FBI is definitely being called. So whoever is hacking me right now or taking my money, you will be going to jail. And that's a promise. Oh, yeah. Move right along here. Anyway, on the day that the announcement of Harry and Meghan engagement was made, the brothers and wives inside the private lives of William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan author tells us, and guess what? They weren't done yet. Remember, they weren't done with that whole comment. They weren't done. You think it was a comment, let it go, move on. But it was more that was said, okay? Here is what was said. Here's what it said. Pay attention. And what he did was casually turn to her like any grandparent to be would do and say, I wonder what their children would look like. This is what was said exactly. I wonder what their children would look like. Hair color, eye color, complexion. And he did it finally. But the problem is it was taken, they said it was misconstrued, contorted over a period of time. And the bureaucrats and the palace and the people who Princess Diana used to call the man in gray, and they really weaponized that and turned it into something that was quite nasty by the time it reached Harry's ear. So they're literally trying to rationalize. How you doing that? They're really trying to rationalize the whole allegedly Charles, but Camilla's the one who said it. Charles making or asking what color will Archie be. They trying to rationalize and make it seem like it was just a question. It wasn't a race question. It wasn't that serious. They trying to make it seem like it's no big deal. Who cares? But we know that's straight up bullshit, right? You know what I mean? We know that's bullshit. Okay. Anyway, moving right along here. Now, I must say, I am so glad again. I have to pat myself on the shoulder. I am so glad to have been right. But again, it wasn't Charles who said that. It was Camilla. But I'm glad I was verified. I mean, this here shows the inner racism within that family. I mean, they can rationalize this all they want, which is what they're doing. But the truth is in their history, actions, and how they allow their tabloids to print racist, vile, and cruel things about people of color, or anyone for that matter. This here is a pin. And I did a video about this. You'll find it in one of my videos here. It was about slavery, the history of slavery, and the future racism that goes over people's heads about the royal family. This is the pin that the Queen wear, and she has worn it several times. They kind of changed the face of this person. But as you can see, it's an angel, so to speak, wearing their country colors. And he has a sword, and he's have his foot to the neck of a black man, which we know is a slave. They wear this in adornment. They wear this in proud. They wear this as, yes, as a victory. This is what the Queen wears, and other members of the royal staff members that have worn this in public and have had actually gave ribbons or whoever they give to whatever adornance they give, have worn this and gave it to black people in some higher mock position, and the black leader or whatever position he may be don't even recognize. Maybe they haven't said anything, but don't even realize that this woman is honoring you, but wearing a pennant blatantly saying that I hate black people. And they're underneath my feet. They're just dirt underneath my feet. This is what the Queen wore and members of the royal elite have worn. And I don't even have to say alleged, that's a fact. So, yeah. Check out the video, but that's the royal family for you. They also allowed the bitter, jealous ass Piers Morgan to literally rant about Meghan Markle, and they did nothing about it. Hell, they fed them more stuff to say. The UK royals needs to nip, the UK royals need to nip this in the butt, or their tabloids, will pretty much start receiving many lawsuits, whereas their entire news network will be worth nothing because it's racist lies and more. It shouldn't even be tolerated. They need to start updating some of the things to the new day and new time. I'm just saying. Because it seems they're allowing all of this ridicule and all this, but they want to say they're not racist, but they're not preventing it either. Meghan Markle didn't have to go through all that ridicule. Harry didn't have to leave and flee his own boring country just to protect his wife and family. He shouldn't even have to have that even an option. It shouldn't even have to go that far. It shouldn't have went that far. But they made it go that far because they did nothing about it. They protected Kate Middleton, her shady ways, and William and his cheating ways, and Charles and his shady ways, and everything I've heard about Charles, oh gosh, so they're protecting them, but they can protect her. But you want us to believe you're not racist? So far, facts and evidence is piling up. We're not believing that. I'm sorry. Y'all want them to even remotely feel safe to return. You need to do something about the racism in your UK tabloids. Y'all need to nip that in the butt. It shouldn't be tolerated at all. Or people are going to continuously think you guys are racist. Just saying. And considering your history, it's pretty much blatant that you probably are. Just being honest. But moving right along here. I'm tired of talking about that. Let's move on. I'm going to skip the comment section because there's a delay in my comments. And you guys probably not going to get into later anyway, so I'm not going to even bother even moving that up here. Moving to the Epstein now, because this is what you guys want to talk about. Epstein and Ghislaine. Although I called her Ghislaine, but her name is Ghislaine. I guess the S is silent. Anyway, far as I know, witness coming forward, apparently testifying that Epstein made her give him and Ghislaine massages. Yes, massages. Yes, there aren't any cameras in this courtroom. And once again, no real proof or pictures of this alleged trial of Ghislaine, or whatever her hell her name is even alive or even in jail. Not even a mugshot. But we can say that the media is desperately trying to distract us from this case and the confessions. This is the only alleged picture of her, which could be an altered picture of someone who looks like her. Who knows? Because all we get is this. We haven't got anything, but I'm just going to continue, telling this story here. Anyway, take a look at this.
Let's talk about how freaky Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition is for a second. This is a screenshot of a segment from her deposition, but check this out. They ask her, "Are you a citizen of the United States?" And she responds, "I am." "Are you also a citizen of England?" they ask, and she answers, "I am." But this is where it kind of gets strange. They then ask, "Are you a citizen of any other land?" And she responds, "Terramar." Now, Terramar obviously isn't a land or a country, and yet Ghislaine Maxwell responds in such a way that indicates that it is. Now, maybe she was just joking or being kind of snarky, but given the hot water that she was currently in, I doubt she'd be joking around a lot. So what is Terramar exactly? We know that Terramar was a sustainable ocean development plan where multiple countries would sign up to help protect a portion of the ocean. That's at least what it is on paper. We know that Jeffrey Epstein provided funding for it, and the Clinton Foundation supported it by featuring it on their website. But we don't know really what it actually accomplished. It had no offices. It was basically just a shell company in a way. But despite its origins, purpose, and accomplishments being a bit of a mystery, some very powerful and influential people signed up to support Terramar. For instance, here's Richard Branson tweeting out in November 9th, 2012, "Want to help save the ocean? Join us and become Terramar Project citizens." And note that he uses the word citizens. Now, before you go saying that this was just bad luck on Branson's part, he had no idea what Ghislaine was doing or anything like that, Jeffrey Epstein was already arrested years before that in 2007, so it's not by chance that he publicly decides to endorse the Terramar Project, which was created by Epstein's best friend and recruiter. And like I said previously, with Branson, it gets a little fishy because Richard Branson owns an island not far from Epstein's island, Little St. James, and he hosted the NXIVM sex cult on his island. This is documented public knowledge, as you can see from this headline here. Richard Branson with NXIVM. Billionaire says he knew nothing about Rainier, who was the founder of NXIVM. So I guess it's just really bad luck with Richard Branson, right? He endorses one sex trafficker's project, Terramar, and just accidentally hosts a sex cult party on his island. Right. Terramar also endorsed Migaloo. Migaloo is a company that constructs yachts that can transform into submarines. Look, all I'm saying is it's a little freaky. We have a sex trafficker that owns an island next to another guy that owns an island pretty close to his that endorses sex trafficking, and they have the capability to remain undetected by traveling under the water if they so chose. And the real icing on the cake, guys, is one of the founding sponsors of the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children is Richard Branson, the guy that endorsed Ghislaine Maxwell's Terramar Project and hosted a sex cult party on his island. P.S. The same guy that designed the Terramar logo created Barack Obama's Hope and Change poster, too.
Wow. Why he has to put Barack Obama in there? He didn't probably know. You know, I don't want to comment on that because whatever. Anyway, moving around. I don't care. That was deep. That was my first time listening to it all the way through with you guys. So that was, yeah, that was pretty deep. I didn't watch the complete video. I just, looked at the beginning. Oh, this is neat. And then just added it here. Wow. Questions and answers will be at the end, people. Okay? At the end. Because
let's talk about how freaky.
Yeah. So we can honestly say they're really going in. They're even trying to concoct this COVID pandemic yet again called Omicron. May I mispronounce that variant? They're trying to distract people from this Epstein stuff. I mean, you guys know Epstein, he's serving some pretty powerful people. From presidents to, not I'm talking about U.S. presidents, I'm talking about the ones overseas, to royal people, among others, and all in between. Your uncle, grandfather may have been a part of it. Who the heck knows? So, and Ghislaine holds a secret key factor in that. Would she say something? Probably not. Probably not. She probably won't say anything. I mean, they trying so hard to distract people from that case. Here's what they're doing. It's like, well, we need a distraction. The COVID thing is getting old. It is. People are starting to question your motives about this COVID thing. But it was like, that's not working. Let's try something else here. Let me think. They tried Bill Cosby, but we're starting to question your motives behind Bill Cosby now. Ooh, Jay Z. Let's talk about him. So there's even some news about them accusing Jay Z of trafficking underage girls. But this, I'm going to be honest with you, this will be the last time I talk about this. Because you already know what they did to my platform upon me having a series of that Illuminati crap. I'm just going to give you guys what you need for this moment. Because the video won't be flagged anyway. And I'm not getting paid for it. And no one's really viewing this fucking live feed right now. So I'm practically doing this for free. Okay? So I'm going to talk about this right now. And I'm not talking about it anymore. Because Jay-Z may not be an Illuminati. But he has money and he has power. And he's known to kill some people. And they already maybe allegedly messed up my platform. I don't know if they did it or not. I don't know. I'm already getting key factors and who is behind it. Let's just say you probably be hearing this on the news. But anyway, let me just move forward here. But note, this will be the last time I talk about this. About Jay-Z and his affiliation. I'll talk about it in my Patreon as soon as I figure out how to do a live show on that damn thing. Still trying to figure it out when I have time to figure it out. So my Patreon, I'm going to start getting deep and say things that I want to say that I can't say on YouTube. Just to let you guys know. Sign up for my Patreon. The link is below. Okay? Moving right along here. And thanks to all my patrons who've been holding it down for so long. I love you guys. You guys financially have saved my ass. Oh my gosh. One day I'm going to meet every last one of you. One day. And I'm going to pay all of you back for holding me down. And that's a promise. Anyway. But as they're trying to do, they're trying to defer away from Epstein. They're trying to move the attention from Epstein, and they're going to try every strategy in the book to try to do this. So, let's get it. Let's talk about this. I'm going to show this clip.
Guys, so I know everybody's hung up on this Kyle Rittenhouse thing right now, but please go look at the court documents for the Ghislaine Maxwell case that's going on right now. Guys, I was just reading them, and I had to go Google one of the names because I didn't know who it was. It was talking about Sean Carter, which I'll show you here. I guess that's Jay Z. Didn't know that, and he is one of the people in this case being accused. I'll show you an excerpt right now, but you need to go read the court documents. Okay, so here's this, and you can read it, specifically the top, and then you can just read down. This is just a little excerpt. Got it over here. We have Harvey Weinstein and up here as well. And guys, the accusations being made are disgusting. And I think this is... We're being distracted. Pay attention.
Yeah. Thank you. That was my first time watching that all the way through. I told you, they're trying to distract us. That's what they're trying to do. And pay attention. You remember that video with... what's his name? He did that This Is America. I forgot his freaking name. And in the video, I wasn't looking at the dances because I think the dances are ridiculous. But I was looking in the background because I always do that. I guess it's the manager in me where I'm always observant of a lot of things. So I'm looking, but I'm still working, but I'm looking. Manage fast foods and clothing stores and companies. It becomes a second nature to you. Multitasking. So this Epstein thing must be really viral, or something else they're really trying to hide. But this is starting to really kind of scare me a little bit because they're going to the extreme, and it's so obvious. You know what I mean? But don't get distracted because they're trying to pull attention away from Epstein. The elite people are trying to point fingers at Sean Carter, Jay Z. I'm not saying that he didn't have sex with an underage girl. I doubt if he had sex with 5-year-old girls. Maybe teenagers, probably, even though that's the same, but you know what I'm saying. I highly doubt if he had sex with 5-year-old girls. I mean, I don't think so. Is he a hypocrite, a liar, and a cheater? Yes. Yeah, he is. Is he a killer? Yes. You know, but I don't think he had sex with 5-year-old girls. That's just my idea, you know, but I can be wrong. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to call in, please do so. There's the number. The last number I had to take off because I just had to take off. This is a number that I had just released yesterday. It's pretty much attached to Skype. So if you guys want to come on video, you can come on video. I'll be glad to put your video up here. And you can give your perspective on it as well right now in live feed. So this is your chance to say something. I'm going to be up here for 10 minutes. And I'm going to leave it at that. So chat away when you need to say something. So I'm taking comments right now. Oops. So if you guys want to comment, go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, and definitely hit the like button. Most definitely. Okay. So no one has any questions about Jeffrey Epstein, Jay Z, Beyonce, or anything of the nature. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off and eat my sub because I am hungry. But again, if you want to call in, I'll go ahead and call in. I don't mind. But I'm just going to talk about random stuff for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to sign off. I don't think Jay Z had sex with underage girls. Do I think he knows who had sex with underage girls? I'm talking about 5, 6, 7-year-olds and stuff like that, not teenagers. Yes. Do I think he was involved in sex parties? Yes, there's videos online to say he has been. But I don't think he's that kind of, no, I don't even think R. Kelly is. I think R. Kelly like teenagers, you know, and young ladies. I don't think he'll mess with a 5 or 6-year-old. I mean, that's taking it to the extreme. I don't think so. But I think they know more about the information. But I could be wrong. I don't know these people. I mean, pedophiles and sexual abusers come in different shapes, size, people, races. You know, they just do. I mean, you just never know a person. You know what I mean? I'll check the Instagram after this, DJ. But I don't think I got it. But you said she was learning witchcraft? Why would it be a video about Beyonce learning witchcraft? Why would she even have that release? Is that even true? I mean, that would seem a bit too revealing to be true. But anyway, if you guys want to know how I'm doing, you can read my blog. I put in my blog how I was doing. I updated everyone what's going on in my life and things of that nature. So feel free to read that on the status of that. I actually put a picture in my blog about 10 years ago. I don't even remember how I was young. So go ahead and check that out. I'm losing my voice, as you can see. But anyway, I'm going to sign out. Thanks to the few who held on, even though I don't think half of you guys will listen to a damn thing I was saying. You probably just had it on and put the shit to the side. But thank you for even showing your love anyway. Love you all. See you later. Bye. was just about to end the live stream. Thank you for calling Keisha's Gossip. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Keisha, it is Chuck. How you doing?
Who is? Oh, I'm fine, Chuck. Nice to meet you.
We've met before in the past.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we was talking about Jay Z just a moment ago, right?
Yes, we were.
Now, you know, on Epstein Island, they had more than babies. They had teenage women there and teenage girls there, too.
Yeah, I know.
Under the age of 18. So he could be, you know, tasting the honey sack a little bit, too.
You said Jay Z in terms of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't disagree with that. I disagree with the 5 and 6, 7-year-old. I don't know.
Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, I don't even see that in his demeanor.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Like with R. Kelly, I see him with young girls, like you said, like
Teenagers.
younger than that.
Teenagers.
You know.
Yeah.
But I don't see them with babies.
Yeah, no, I don't see that either. But I know, and I said this on my Instagram post, I know that I did hear back in the day that him, R. Kelly, Sean Combs, a lot of other old school rappers, they did have those sex parties, and they did have teenage girls in those sex parties. I know a lot of you heard about Foxy Brown.
And, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that girl named that, remember a few years ago, it was more than a few years ago, it was this girl that wrote this book. And she was telling all of the movie stars and rappers all of their dirt.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the book, but I do know what you're talking about.
And she was mentioning, you know, the transsexuals, the orgies, and all of that stuff. Yeah. I can't remember that girl's name, but she was a light-skinned girl, and she was a dancer or something, and she had dated a few of those rappers, and she went back to spill all of their gravy in that book. And she was on Wendy Williams talking about that book, and Wendy was just looking at her like she was crazy, like, I can't believe you're spilling all the gravy.
Yeah, but I bet she liked her spilling all that gravy, too.
Okay. Speaking of Wendy Williams, now, what have you heard?
Well, from what I started to do a video about Wendy Williams, but I don't know why I stopped. I used to be the go-to person about her. Well, from what I read so far, they did have a clip of her coming out of her facility. She was walking just fine, even though she had 2 people holding her hand, but she jumped in the truck fine. That's all I know from her. I mean, no one's really been confirmed as her speaking voice. Everything it has been alleged. Her brother is not the go-to person to speak on her behalf. He's just talking. She hasn't appointed anyone to speak for her, not even her staff. So everything we read in the news, you have to be like, whatever. But far as I know I read in the news that they say that she was thinking about not coming back to the Wendy Williams show. Wendy Williams has not confirmed that. So I don't think that's true at all. But I did read, honestly, that she was going to wait until after the New Year's to return to her show. That I did read.
Okay.
So she.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't watch her every day, but I do try to catch them every now and then. Now, if she does get replaced, I think Sherry Shepherd is the go-to.
Oh, yeah, Sherry Shepherd. But Sherry Shepherd, she has. I agree, but Sherry Shepherd has much love for Wendy. She'll never do that to her. No, she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. Unless Wendy Williams personally tell me to take over, but I don't think she'll do it because the network wants her to do it. Wendy Williams has to actually, tell her to do that. That's the kind of girl Sherry Shepherd is, I think. From sister to sister.
I believe that.
Yeah, from sister to sister, she's not going to do that.
It's writing these programs.
Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. You have a great day, and thank you for being a truth seeker, okay?
All right, Keisha, have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. Alrighty. And that's going to be it. I don't think there's any more calls to be called in. Starting to get comments here. Will and Jada, they are very much embarrassing. They are. And I know Jada is bisexual. Yes, she definitely is. All right, I'm going to sign out right here. Maybe later I go on my Instagram and do a live feed. I haven't went live on TikTok in a while because it's boring, honestly. So I'll try to on there. I don't know. I'm losing my voice. But I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Speak to you all later. Thanks for those who stayed throughout the duration of this video. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are a newcomer, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notifications when I do post my videos. You might want to check twice because I'm hearing people are not getting notifications. So Be sure to check that. Bye.